going to talk about the power of self-confidence. And as I was planning this talk, I wanted to start with a question. And that question is, if you would rate your self-confidence from 1 till 5, what number would you give it? But I was not sure, because it's quite a sensitive question. So I asked some friends, and they all said, no, Helga, you cannot do that to the audience. So that very situation made me think about a question that I get regularly, and that is, Helga, what do you do? Whenever I give answer to the question, 2 things happen. The first group gets really excited. I see the eyes blinking, and they see our encounter as a free coaching session. And the second group, there's something funny with it. They look at me, and then they excuse themselves politely, and they just walk away. So what's up with the last group? They think that I can see right through them, or that I will start asking difficult questions. But as I think that the audience of today can handle that, I'm going to ask you a few. So let's start with the first one. You heard this one? If you would scale your self-confidence from 1 till 5, what number would you give it? Answer it for yourself. And maybe at this point, you're like, I give myself number X, but I would like to give myself a higher number. Then I want you to know that you're not alone. Most people would like to have more self-confidence. But the thing with self-confidence is that it's a quality that is quite fragile. It's complex, and it fluctuates. That makes it a trait hard to train. But it's not impossible. Whenever you use the right tools and you have the right mindset, you can grow it like a muscle. And the people who have the most self-confidence, those people have better quality of lives. We have done a lot of research in psychology on this topic, and research shows that confident people are happier. They experience more contentment in their lives. They have better social relationships. They perform better at work and study. And they just experience more joy and ease in their lives. So, as this is something that I wish for all of you in this room, I'm going to share a method that helps my clients get amazing results. This method is based on something from the positive psychology, and I'm extremely excited just to share it with you. We will discover how positive experiences, resilience, and compassion play a big role in enhancing your self-confidence. But before diving into it, I want to share a story with you. Because my story starts at the age of 8, when I immigrated from Cape Verde to the Netherlands. I was living here with lots of family and friends around me, and just a very happy life, climbing in mango trees, eating cachupa every single day, and just enjoying the sun 365 days a year. But when my mom decided to move to the Netherlands, I remember clearly flying above Amsterdam and looking down to the bare trees and lots of snow. It was mid of January. I had never seen snow before, so that was a big shock. And at that point, I felt really lost. I just really missed my country. And another thing arose. I started feeling very insecure because I didn't know the language, I didn't know the culture. And I felt that other people were 10 steps further than I was. At the age of 13, I was done with insecurity. So I cycled to the library and I crashed down into the psychology section and I started reading. I started reading about self-confidence and I started applying all those techniques that I was reading about. That helped me a lot and I became more confident step by step. When I experienced that, I decided that I wanted to study applied psychology so I could learn how I could help others do the same. When I was studying, I decided to also start working in mental health. And my clients were crushing it. I was so happy for them. They were feeling good, reaching all their goals. But there was one thing that I saw. They were reaching 95% of their goals. So there was still 5% lost. So I did what I was good at, asking difficult questions. And I asked, how come? And they all told me, Helga, I'm just scared. I'm just scared of not being good enough. And I'm scared of making mistakes. And at that moment, I looked into their eyes and I saw that same little girl. Who was I? So from that moment, I knew I wanted to help them build their self-confidence first before reaching any other goal they had. Another thing that I saw was that they were missing resilience. So what is resilience? Resilience is the ability to adapt to stressful situations, such as setbacks, recover, and then grow from them. When we tackled all that, everything changed. They were happier than before. They were more content with themselves. And they weren't worried about making mistakes because they were like, that's part of life. That's how we learn. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I want to make this my life mission because I believe that when a person is confident, life just gets more fun, more easy. And we reach our goals so much faster. So I did that. After pursuing that mission, I discovered that the most important part of making that change is making sure that the people who were my clients were helped in making that change as easy as possible. Behavior change isn't easy at all. You all may know that. Whenever you go to the gym, at first you're all excited, and then after a few weeks or months, you just don't go as often, and things start to kick in. So, the question is, how can you make the steps that you want to take as small as best possible so that it makes it easier for you to thrive? What we often do is we set big goals and we say, yeah, I'm going to the gym every single day, or I'm just going to meditate a half an hour every day. But that doesn't always work because the goal is too high. And when you don't reach that goal, you feel bad about yourself. And you start not following up. So setting small steps is very important. And the one thing that helped my clients setting those small steps is the positive learning cycle. The positive learning cycle is something that I created, but is based on positive psychology. Positive psychology is a branch in psychology where we focus on possibilities and strengths of people. The positive learning cycle consists of 3 questions you answer each day. You do this at the end of the day. Before you go to bed, you have a notebook besides your bed, and you just answer those 3 questions. That's all you have to do. Research has proven that when you do that, that you enhance your self-confidence. And what makes this so magical is because you put in the power of repetition. Whenever you do things often, it becomes just into your subconscious. You can see it as a toothbrush for the mind. We brush our teeth every day, 3 to 5 minutes a day, right? We just do that. It's just autopilot. So I think that we also need a toothbrush for the mind. Why not? We take care of our bodies, but why don't we take care of our minds? And if it's possible in just 3 minutes a day, why not? We all live lives that are somehow hectic. We have families to take care of. We have study, maybe, work, friends. But I think that everyone has 3 minutes per day. So, let's dive in. Before I share with you what the questions are, I'm going to ask you another one. So, who among you pay more attention to the things where you fell short than the things that you're excelling at? Let me see those hands. So, I see a lot of shy people who are like looking at the others. Yes, I see there are a few. So what happens when you put attention on the things that are not working for you? That is damaging your self-confidence. So it's much better to pay more attention to the things that are working out. So the first question of the positive learning cycle is, what are 3 positive experiences of today, and what was my role in each of them? A study by Seligman and colleagues shows that when you put attention on the things that are going well, and especially you acknowledge your role in this, that strengthens your resilience. And I talked about this earlier. Resilience is an important component of self-confidence. When you're resilient, it's much more easy to be self-confident. So I focus a lot on that. So what could be an answer to this? Maybe it's you coming home and you're tired, but you're making time to play with your kids. Or maybe it's you opening the door for a stranger and then getting into a nice chat. Or maybe it's just calling your friends spontaneously and just going out for dinner and having an amazing night. It could be as simple as that. So that's the first one. The second one is there a situation I can learn and grow from? And this is a difficult one because a lot of people don't like to make mistakes. Who among you is a perfectionist in the room and doesn't like to make mistakes? Who avoids that at all costs? Yes, much more of you. So at the point that you start avoiding making mistakes and start seeing it as something bad, it affects your resilience. So seeing mistakes as something that is teaching you something and you can grow from is actually helping you. So make that switch in your mind. Whenever you make a mistake, think, okay, what is there that I can learn from? Okay, that was the second question. We're heading into the third one, but before we dive into that, I'm wondering, who among you are kinder to others than towards yourself? Let me see. Yes, a lot of you. This is an important one because this is about compassion. And the third question of the positive learning cycle is, what compassionate words would I like to say to myself today? Often, we're pretty harsh towards ourselves, and we talk ourselves just into the ground. And that is not helping us feeling more confident. It's much more better to be nice towards ourselves. The world is already harsh by itself. We don't need to be any harsher. So this could sound like, I love you. You're doing your best. You're trying, and I love you for that. Something like that. So that was the last one. And I'm extremely excited to share this with you because all it takes is just 3 minutes a day. You sit down with yourself, just write those questions down, give the answer, and then you can start experiencing the magic that self-confidence has to offer. This is based on the positive psychology, and it's all backed by science. And I would like to invite you to just try it. Try it for yourself and see how it works out. With the positive learning cycle, you sprinkle a dose of positivity with the question, what are 3 positive experiences from today, and what was my role in each of them? You add a wise lesson with the question, is there a situation I can learn and grow from? And last but not least, you add a pinch of compassion with the question, what compassionate words would I like to say to myself today? So just try this out, see how it works out for you, and let me know. And above all, remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Thank you. Really.